Ready? Let's go.
You Make It, We Mock It is where we test the coolest, wildest, deadliest 12-gauge ammunition ever imagined. These are all prototypes, and you get to see it tested for the very first time. Now, it's easy to think that these are made by some weapons company, but no, they were made by our very own viewers. Hello, everyone. This is Jeff of TAOFLEDERMAUS, and we have a design that has Brian from Northern California written all over it. Brian has really pioneered the use of epoxy resin in order to encase unusual shapes and objects inside of a 12-gauge slug. Plus, I think it's really neat to be able to see those objects inside. In this case, we have a bullet point arrow tip, and this was provided by Tim from Pennsylvania. You'll notice there are some tiny little bubbles inside the resin, and a lot of people freak out about that, but they are very tiny and well distributed, so I don't think it'll create any balance or strength issues. The resin acts like a magnifying glass and nearly doubles the size of the objects inside there. The weight of the slugs is 19.3 grams, 0.68 ounce, or 296 grains, so they're definitely pretty light. Now, I'm not quite sure what the arrow tip is made out of. It's shiny and silver, but it's non-ferrous. A magnet will not stick to it. Is it possible they make arrowheads out of silver? I'm not sure. Well, let's head out to the test range and see how the arrow spike shotgun slug performs. All right, we're back out here. We're going to test out Brian's arrow spike shotgun slug. A friend of his, as I mentioned earlier, sent him those arrowheads for him to make a slug out of. So a little co-op going on there. And we are 20 yards away from our target today. We'll be using the remote triggering device made by Brian from Cincinnati. You can see it has a squeeze handle and a long cable on there, so I can operate all the cameras and do everything without even touching the gun. It's amazing. So anyway, we're at 20 yards. Let's see how these do. We're going to start out with the lead plate. Okay, the lead plate, shot number one. I don't know, did I hit it? 1,219 feet per second. Here comes the slug. It is flying nice and stable, but a little bit low, just by about an inch. But look at that, full penetration of our solid lead plate, 1.5 inches thick. This may be the lightest slug ever to do that. That's impressive. So far it's looking pretty good. I was aiming, there's the center, I was aiming right there. Just about an inch low, maybe a little more. But you can see all the resin. Be careful with that knife. That's a nice knife, huh? Anyway, thanks again, Eugene. Spyderco. Full penetration of the plate, believe it or not, with that arrowhead. And this is the back side. I tell you, that mustard got everywhere. Gosh. Anyway, arrowhead penetrated the lead plate. Quite a feat. I wasn't sure if that would have enough energy to do that. Started out good. Accuracy, really happy with that. We can adjust for that. Let's see what else we can shoot. Okay, next we have the mild steel plate. Pretty thin at 3/16. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Now we are using a fully rifled barrel for today's test. These would not be stable without the spin. But once again, we had pretty decent accuracy. We were able to hit the sticker on this steel plate. Now we can see the epoxy body bouncing off the plate, mostly intact, a little bit smushed up, but we can also see the arrow tip right there spinning. It tried to pierce that plate, but it just fell short. Of course, I was aiming right here in the center of this Dice Man sticker. Hit a little to the left, slightly down, and you probably saw the slug bouncing off. It came back and recovered that. But the arrow, it tore it loose from the screw on the, the threaded part, and we did get pretty good penetration. But ow, it ripped it. But there's our arrow there. It's all mangled up. Okay, we got the ballistic Jello mold. Looks like a miss. On this shot we had great stability. It just shot a little bit high. Oh. All right, ballistic Jello mold, take 2. Wow, okay. That was definitely high. Now this one, it seemed to have a mind of its own and steer itself over the top of the target. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think the ballistic Jello mold was cursed by ghosts. So we're gonna shoot at the TAOFLEDER head. I'm gonna aim kind of below his ear. These things have suddenly started flying real high for some reason. I can't explain that. They started out, first couple shots were so predictable. Now they're shooting high. So let's see how this does. Here we go. That hit really low, probably. And just like that, now it's shooting really low. My mama done told me there'd be days like this, my mama said. I tell you, some days are great. Other days we get stuff like this. This is very frustrating. I know Brian put a lot of work into these things, so it really frustrates me. Okay, I'm just aiming dead center this time. Sometimes it does not pay to start adjusting the point of aim based on a couple shots. So let's go back to dead center. There we go. Holy crap. Do I need to move the target closer? And it just gets worse. Look at this one. We have good spin, but it's just all over the place. It's kind of corkscrewing around, it wandering around. It doesn't know where it's going. I think that one's drunk. Okay, the ballistic head. Now I think the problem we're seeing here is we have a very lightweight slug that's also very long. And then most of the mass is in the center of the slug and not on the outside. So I think it's time to move the target a little bit closer. Here we go. There we go. And that one I had just plain colored water, no soap in that one, just to give you an idea of what the difference is when we put soap in there and when we use plain water. Here we go. There we go. Well, we learned an important lesson today. Either get a bigger target or move it a lot closer. We're now about 15 yards away. And at this range, it was very accurate. I was aiming at the ear, and it pretty much hit the ear. Now, normally we use about a tablespoon of dish soap in the water bottle, but I wanted to show you guys what it looked like without that. And we have a little different reaction. With the soap, we get a lot of foam spewing out, and this is mostly water drops. Got a new target by brothers Steven and Andy. I won't put their last name on there for their privacy. Basically what this is a paint bucket full of gelatin. They sent gelatin, they sent some colored powder,
and these paint cans. They also sent some orange sticker targets too, so thank you for that. Wasn't expecting it, but now I have a whole case of about a dozen paint cans, 10, maybe 12 of them. There's a whole case of them. It's like, oh great, where am I going to put that? I'm just kidding. So we're going to see. It's not as stiff as regular ballistic gel, so we should see a pretty good reaction of it when hit. It's good for one shot and that's it. Okay, let's give it a try. Here we go. Well, not much of a reaction. It did shoot a little low though. Yeah, these things are squirrely. Oh my goodness. We got 1354 on that shot. Wow.
And here we go again. It shot super low. It went through the table and then it kind of went through the bottom of the paint can there. Almost no reaction of that cool target.
A weird shot because I hit the table and then it's still, we hit it with shrapnel and stuff. And something went through there. I'm gonna hit it with this is a Super X Foster slug. Let's get rid of that thing. This is starting to irritate me a little bit. Okay, I'm just aiming at the center. This will tell us if the red dot is still 0 too. Here we go. Wow. Oh, that's what it's supposed to look like, folks. That's a pretty good target if you hit it with something with substantial. 1354 on that slug. Still 0 too. Here we go. Wow. Oh.
Now don't let anyone tell you that rifled slugs out of a rifled barrel do not work. They work exceptionally well. The downside is it causes a lot of lead fouling if you shoot a lot of them through there. Now once again I want to thank Steven and Andy for sending me all the materials to make this cool Jello target. I think people are gonna love seeing more of that.
Disassemble a paint can full of Jello. Definitely, there's no problem with the red dot. It was dead on. So we can only blame me. Now, there's something about these arrow slugs that are just not very accurate, and it's just very frustrating. Some, like I said, are really accurate. Others are just all over the place. Very hard to try to figure out where to aim. But look at there's Jello, chunks of Jello. It shot that up 100 feet in the air. Some small chunks. That was quite a cool target. We'll have to do those again, but use a real powerful, accurate slug. And it did a number on that poor steel table, but it spins back into shape. So much better than a plastic table. I'd be going through plastic tables like Lay's potato chips. Okay, we got another kind of newish target. Brian sent a couple of these clear kind of pickle jars. Man, I got purple stuff all over me there. They're plastic, filled it with water, froze it. Let's see if we can hit it. It's already melting. We got a little warm streak come, in California. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees next week, believe it or not. And today it's probably 80. Definitely does not feel like March. And our sun has gone away out of just nowhere. We got these clouds come in. So I'm gonna have to run the camera a little slower. Okay, so anyway, let's get this over with. We only got 2 of these left. All right, come on, let's get a hit. Here we go. Oh, looks like a grazing shot. 1,300 feet per second on that one.
The arrow spike shot to the right. It was flying really well, but not super accurate, and it just hardly did any damage to that target at all.
Deflected it off, damaged the plastic a little bit, but man, that's kind of sad there. Okay, we got one more. Let's just finish this off. Maybe we'll hit it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to bust out another Foster slug. All right, very last one. We gotta hit that thing. Ready? Let's go. Okay, great target. That was only 1241, but it was enough to do the job. My goodness, that was pretty good. Ready? Let's go. Okay, great target.
Fortunately, we're able to end this video with a bang, a much more direct hit, quite a contrast to the grazing shot, and look how effective that thing was at busting up all that ice. It turned it into a million little pieces of ice. Ice, ice, baby. Now this test was definitely frustrating. Fortunately, we got some really cool shots, but unfortunately, we got a lot of missed shots on this one. But like all the tests, we always learn something new. Now coming up, we have something very exciting to test out, some Ukrainian anti-drone shells. These came all the way from Norway, believe it or not, and I am super eager to test these out. Coming soon to TAOFLEDERMAUS. We'll see you next time.